In 1967, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Richard and Mildred Loving, legalizing interracial marriage. I'm Catalina Villegas from Marina del Rey. Today, more than 50 years after that ruling, we speak with a biracial couple about what are some of the challenges they're still facing. Since they first laid eyes on each other, Melanie Young Taylor has been the yin to Kaidi Taylor's yang.
She's a soccer girl. I play mostly basketball.
Melanie is a beach chick. Kaidi is from the city. And yet they bumped into each other at an LA bar almost a decade ago.
But we met watching football. Bay Area rivals. She's a Niner, I'm a Raider.
I bought him a pitcher of beer, and then he's playing hard to get.
Almost 6 years later, he proposed in front of the bar they met. He told her she was the apple of his eye.
The discussion of race was never, questioned amongst our family or friends.
But the rest of the world hasn't been as kind.
When we go out in restaurants and bars, you sometimes get some stares, and mostly it was, older black women that are upset. I get it. But the worst is when we'd be having a great evening and someone would just come up and interrupt us and be like, "You could do better, what are you doing with her?"
They've lived in liberal West LA for years, but even the experience of looking for a home was something Melanie, who has a bachelor's in Black Studies, didn't see coming.
Sometimes it'll be a thing where, she'll call in and book an appointment for something or a hotel, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, and we walk up together and like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that room's not ready, or, can you just hang on for a little bit?
Kaidi says it's happened with Airbnbs, hotels, restaurant reservations, and appointments to see homes. That's why now Melanie is the one that books almost everything. But that's not the only thing that's keeping this family up at night.
If my husband isn't home, when the bar's closed or whatever, I get that fear that, maybe he was accosted by a police officer. Maybe they decided to, physically harm my husband or even worse, kill him.
And yet, despite her fears, Melanie knows they're lucky to live in an age when their love isn't criminal. That's why in their living room sits a picture book of Richard and Mildred Loving, the couple whose court case legalized interracial marriage.
Sorry, it's cool, it's great. To think that 50 years ago, if we lived in the South, we couldn't be living with one another. It's crazy to me. You can't help who you love.
But much remains unchanged.
We have a ton of work to do, because I don't still feel like it's fair or even, or, people understand or people are knowledgeable.
They're willing to put in the work as long as it helps future generations.
We both plan to have children, trying, and hopefully at that rate when our children become of age and they're going to school or they're looking for a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, that these things they won't even have to worry about. They won't even be on their radar.
My hope would be that our children never have to feel like they have to defend who they are or who they're with.
That's a day they both hope to see.